It's hockey night in Muskegon. So excited to be with you on an amazing Saturday night. Hello again, everyone. High above the ice at Trinity Health Arena in Muskegon. I'm Frank Zawrazky, voice of the Muskegon Lumberjacks. After a 3-2 loss last night, the Lumberjacks are looking to fold the Green Bay Gamblers in the second of this two-game weekend. Let's break down last night and hear from head coach Parker Burgess, plus defenseman Nate McBrayer, who's playing in his 100th career USHL game tonight on Hockey Fights Cancer Night, or as we call it in Muskegon, Jacks Fight Cancer Night. So this is a really emotional yet important night for Muskegon Lumberjacks hockey players, fans, parents, anyone involved with the Muskegon Lumberjacks. It's a very emotional night, so we want to do it justice here on the broadcast. Breaking down last night's 3-2 loss, a heartbreaker against Green Bay in this same Trinity Health Arena. In 13:39 in the first period, George Figueres scored his second of the game, assisted by Matt Vagridin, his 10th assist of the year. Then at 18:03 in the first, Carter Rose found his third of the year on a rebound play, assisted by Mikey D'Angelo, his 18th of the year. Then into the second we go. Gavin McCarthy, he spent 2 months, not 2 years, on injured reserve, dealing with an injury. Did that bother him? No way, no how. Gets right back into the scrum of things, scores a goal in his first game back, assisted by Nico Rexine on the power play. But 3 minutes later, Ray Vitalins, the Latvian faceoff wizard for Green Bay, committed to Miami, Ohio, scores, outlasting Rathan Robbins on a scorpion save style play, assisted from Jacob Altrichter and Austin Orovets. And then we go to the third period. In the third, very even until we got towards the end when Green Bay had some extended zone periods. And at 19:37, it cost Muskegon a breakdown, led to a 2-on-1 with Jimmy Clark and Jacob Altrichter. Jacob Altrichter potting his first USHL goal after coming over from Czechia and their junior leagues. So shots on the game were 36-17 in favor of Green Bay. And before we get any further, I want to hear from head coach Parker Burgess on his thoughts about last night, plus Nathan McBrayer making his 100th career USHL game tonight. Let's take a listen. February 18th, the second of a two-game set between the Green Bay Gamblers and your Muskegon Lumberjacks. Frank Zawrazky, voice of the Muskegon Lumberjacks, here with head coach Parker Burgess. Coach, just want to touch on yesterday's contest against Green Bay. Get your thoughts on it.
Well, I thought we did a lot of good things. For us, obviously, the result was pretty heartbreaking and a really tough way to lose, and it kind of spoiled a great performance by Rathan Robbins, our goalie. Our penalty kill was tremendous. We put ourselves in a position to take the game to overtime and had a couple leads, and ultimately we weren't able to close it out. And it's a really tough learning lesson for our team, but it's a learning lesson nonetheless. And we addressed some things in terms of game management today in our pregame meetings this morning, and hopefully we can apply those not only tonight but moving forward so that we're not in that position again.
Yeah, how do you apply those? Is there like one specific thing that you look to do when applying those sort of principles?
Yeah, I think for us, it's something we have to fix, and it's something we've talked about in the past that, again, like we're going to hammer home today and in the future, is just game management and having a strong understanding and focus of when you're out on the ice, you have to be very aware of the situation. Is it late in the period? Is it right after we score? Kind of those swing moments of a game. And, you look at last night and we're in control. It's 1-0 and we give up a late one in the first. And then same thing, we come back and we get the lead back in the second, and then we have a breakdown defensively and we're not able to get a puck deep, and they score late in the second to give them life again. So there's two opportunities missed to go into the next period with a lead, which is a very different situation than, being tied. And, for us and where we're at, every point matters. So the message to the guys is just, you go out there final couple minutes of a game and it's tight and it's tied. We have to find a way to get that game into overtime and give ourselves a chance to earn the extra point. But at least at that point, you've got a point, and now you can put your skilled guys out in 3-on-3. And we've talked to our team about it. We really like our chances in 3-on-3, and if it goes to a shootout, we like our chances in that. But we have to be aware of the situation, and sometimes with young players, they get ramped up and excited. They want to win the game. They want to make a difference, and they're competitive, and we appreciate appreciate that, but they have to just get better, and we have to get better as a team, just understanding the moment and where we're at in the scenario.
You know, Nathan McBrayer, shifting the gears now, is playing in his 100th USHL game tonight. Now wearing a letter, how has his role expanded throughout the course of this season?
Well, Nate's been a rock for us on the back end all year long, and he provides offense. He's good in the D zone. He's passionate and competitive player, and we're excited for him playing in his 100th game. It's a huge achievement, and I have no doubt he'll be ready to have a good game.
Yeah, and going back to the chances thing that you brought up earlier, Parker, you know, Muskegon did get a lot of quality chances in the offensive zone. How do we convert on more of those to extend the leads?
Shot selection, I think, is a big part of it. If we're getting passes across the middle of the ice through the Royal Road and on the weak side, we have to be ready to catch and shoot or one-time pucks. I thought too many times we would make the play, you know, either to a soft spot in the O-zone or across the ice, and our guy wasn't quite ready to one-time it, so he catches it, he allows our goalie to get set, maybe they get a stick on it. And then the other part of that, from a shot selection standpoint, is just if we're going to shoot it from areas of the ice where you have a low percentage chance of scoring, it's your responsibility to hit the net and put the puck in an area that's going to create a rebound so that we get second, third opportunities. And, you know, we score a lot of nice goals, but we have to find a way to be better at getting the garbage goals and rebounds and screens and tip-ins. And if we can add that element to our offense, then we're going to help ourselves out quite a bit, because now you're creating offense from second and third opportunities. It's not just one and dones.
Coach, anything else for the fans before we head into tonight's game?
No, Frank, we're excited. It should be a great crowd. You know, for us, it's Hockey Fights Cancer Night here in Muskegon, and I think for everybody, players, coaches, cancer's affected all of us, and we've lost loved ones, and it's affected loved ones, and so we're excited. We got a lot to play for, not just the people that are in the locker room, but friends and family that we're thinking about tonight.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Thanks, Frank.
So that was head coach Parker Burgess talking about a number of different things. First, breaking down, of course, the shot selection. And I feel like that's an important thing that I haven't touched upon enough, really, is hitting the net with your shots. You know, when you're shooting from a sharp angle, it can't just go wide. You have to put it on net. You have to give yourself a chance to score in some ugly, carom, fortuitous bounce style situation. And when doing that, you have to apply the sharp angle principles. If you're shooting from a low percentage angle, like Coach Parker Burgess said, you need to make sure it hits the net. So that's one thing that I think we should focus on going forward in the season. Another thing, Nate McBrayer, I really like the word that Coach Parker used, a rock. He's been Mr. Reliable throughout a season of change in Muskegon. He has been a reliable piece on the back end for Muskegon. You know what you can expect from him. You always know that you can expect him to step up in the biggest situations and fill any holes that are necessary wherever they may fall. So, that being said, let's get ready for the keys to the game before we head into our interview with Nate McBrayer. I say my keys for the game tonight, maintain the aggression. Muskegon did an excellent job through about 45 minutes of play, playing physical, involved hockey with an offensive edge. I think they need to maintain that aggression in the last couple minutes of each period. You know, we saw that in the second period with the Vitalins goal, and then we saw that in the third period with the Altrichter goal. And Coach Parker Burgess brought it up in his interview, as you just heard. So maintaining that aggression. Second, stay out of the penalty box. We are the most penalized team in the United States Hockey League. 810 penalty minutes. You know, last night Justin Solove got a questionable 5-minute major for boarding in a game misconduct, and really just give the credit to the players on the ice. They killed off the major, but staying out of the box to avoid giving opponents like Green Bay, who excel on special teams, those kind of chances where they can score an unlimited number of goals on a man advantage. Obviously, that's the most extreme situation, but stay out of the penalty box. And then finally, be consistent. You got to take the energy from each period to each period. Transfer it over. You know, if you're good in the first, keep translating that over. Let's build upon what we built in the first period. So build it into the second and then finally the third period. So 3 keys to the game if you just joined us: maintain the aggression, stay out of the box, and be consistent. Now we catch up with Mr. 100, Nate McBrayer, the Columbus, Ohio native, committed to his hometown, Ohio State University, now playing in his 100th career USHL game. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
February 18th, 2023, the Muskegon Lumberjacks take on the Green Bay Gamblers for the second of their two-game set this weekend. Frank Zawrazky, voice of the Muskegon Lumberjacks, here with Nate McBrayer, who is celebrating a very big milestone, 100 USHL games. Nate, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, how have you grown from USHL Game 1 to 100?
Well, I think I've gotten a lot more comfortable, and my confidence has gotten a lot better. And every time I step on the ice for a game, I feel like I've gotten better each and every day from practicing. So I've come a long way.
Yeah, you finally get paired up with your solid D partner, Gavin McCarthy, his first game back last night, obviously tallying a goal. What does it mean to have that chemistry back, and how did that chemistry develop between you two?
Yeah, so we came in together last year, and we were both rookies, and we became good friends. And every day we talk, we joke around with each other, and that bond just kind of grew with time. And now we're here playing with each other, and he's a great deep pair to play with.
Yeah, finally, being from Columbus, how does it feel to be an Ohio State commit?
Oh, it's awesome. It was my dream school growing up, and I'm really excited to get going there.
Yeah. Nate, before we head out, anything for the fans tonight, especially on Hockey Fights Cancer Night?
Yes. Thank you for all the support, and we've been getting great crowds lately, so we love that, and thank you for the people tuning in.
Thank you so much, Nate.
Thank you.
So that was Nate McBrayer on the eve of his 100th USHL game. So we are really excited to be bringing this to you live high above the ice at Trinity Health Arena. Now let's get into the starting lineups for the visiting Green Bay Gamblers. Barrett Hall, the St. Cloud State commit, Seattle Kraken draft pick from Apple Valley, Minnesota, starts at left wing for the Gamblers. At center, Jimmy Clark, the Minnesota Golden Gopher. He assisted on that late game goal by Altrichter. Then Ray Vitalins, the right winger from Latvia. He is starting at right wing, Miami, Ohio commit from Latvia. Then on defense, Bodie Nobes from Saint-Therese, Quebec, Maine Black Bear commit. Just really strong defensive defenseman for Green Bay. And paired up with him is the Michigan State commit, Austin Orovets. And between the pipes, Christopher Eberle, the Ohio State commit. So he'll be a teammate with Nate McBrayer when McBrayer ever goes to Ohio State. It'll be interesting to see how those two play together. And Eberle, just some numbers for you. 18-7-1 on the year. 7-3 in his last 10 with an .896 save percentage and a .288 goals allowed average. Starting for the Muskegon Lumberjacks, in net we have Connor Callahan, the Princeton commit. He is 5-5 in his last 10, has a .361 goals save percentage and an .881 goals allowed average. Then on the back end, Nate McBrayer and Gavin McCarthy paired up again. No surprise there. McBrayer, obviously, we just talked to, Ohio State commit. And Gavin McCarthy, we heard from last night. So really pleased to see those two starting together. And then we've got some jumbled lines tonight. Cody Kroll starting at left wing. He is obviously a North Dakota Fighting Hawks commit. Centered by Nico Rexine, a Colgate commit from Minnesota Wilderness of the North American Hockey League. Rexine, I like to call him a jack of all trades, taken third round, 40th overall in the Phase 2 of 2022. Experience at many different levels. He played prep hockey, NCDC, and now USHL hockey, plus North American League hockey. And he does well in the face-off. So really looking forward to seeing him slot in for the starting center. And then Luke Buss, the Quinnipiac commit, came over from the Vernon Vipers of the British Columbia Hockey League this year. He is a speedster, loves to put up points, loves to get involved in the play, but he has no goals in 6 straight, so let's see if he can snap that streak tonight. And those are your starting lineups for the Muskegon Lumberjacks and the Green Bay Gamblers. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back in about 5 to 10 minutes, we're going to have Lee Andrews talk us through the starting lineup, introduce us, national anthem, and puck drop will be right at you. You're listening to the Muskegon Lumberjacks Broadcast Network on FloHockey and Mixlr.